Today I'm going to show you how to make a dish that I grew up with called ham fried rice. And this isn't an authentic Asian cuisine or anything. This is how it's done in Iowa. And my mom used to make this when I was growing up. This is kind of an old family recipe, and it's real simple to make, and the idea is you can make it with stuff that you'd find in like any small town in the middle of nowhere. And I live in a small town in the middle of nowhere, so this is a great recipe for me. The other nice thing about it is you can scale it up to feed a bunch of people or scale it down to feed just a few. It reheats really well, has great tasting leftovers, and it's really cheap to make. You're basically out, a little bit of leftover ham, 3 eggs, a cup and a half of dried rice, and a can of these La Choy mixed vegetables. Now this is the fancy mixed Chinese vegetables. Basically what you're looking for is something that's got some bean sprouts and this one's got water chestnuts, looks like some pimento, and some bamboo shoots. And you could go and try to get all those individual ingredients yourself and make it that way, whatever trips your trigger. You can add other stuff, like I like leeks in there. You can add peas, all sorts of things, basically whatever you have. Cabbage, it just depends on what you're hungry for. So I'm just going to show you the basic recipe. You want to start with about a cup, maybe less, of diced up leftover ham, and you want to get it into some fairly nice small dice, not too big, not too small. Then you want 1 carrot that you cut up, and 1 stalk of celery, and about a half an onion. And you can either dice that up real fine with a knife, or you can process it in the food processor, but what you're going for is something like real finely textured. You'll want 3 eggs that are mixed up and ready to scramble. You want a cup and a half of cooked rice. So you start with a cup and a half of the dry and then make that into cooked rice. So to start this, what you do is you heat your wok up over medium heat, add a little bit of oil, throw your ham in there and get your ham kind of cooking. I like to brown the ham up on the outside. It makes it just have like a little bit more interesting texture, and it'll add a nutty flavor. Right to the ham I add in the eggs and I scramble those up real quick, and I'm going to set this mixture aside once it's done. I'll throw a pat of butter into the wok, and I'll saute briefly the onions, celery, and carrots. It doesn't take long to get these done. That's why I try to get them diced up real fine. And I'll add back in the eggs and the ham. Next I'll drain the can of La Choy mixed vegetables and throw that in with the celery, carrot, and onion. Now I'll add in the cooked rice and stir everything up real well. And what you're going to do now is take some soy sauce and season that up. And you're going for a color and also for saltiness. Now, if you get the right color but it doesn't have the saltiness that you want, add salt. Don't add more soy sauce, because then it tastes too strongly soy. So that's it. It's really simple, really cheap to make, and really tasty.